One thing I'm disappointed about in the Commissioner's report is the recommendation to remove the defence of reasonable chastisement. It seems to me to be the wrong course of action when you consider the actual harms that children are indeed facing. The report states that children in Wales do not have equal protection from assault in the law compared to adults, but of course that is misleading and inaccurate. The law clearly protects young children, and all children indeed, from violence, but it also recognises that light physical discipline, such as a smack on the hand or the backside, should not be a criminal offence. And removing the defence of reasonable chastisement, I think, will destroy this distinction and leave many loving parents across Wales who smack their children at risk of arrest, conviction and even prosecution. The report goes on to say, of course, that the government has an obligation to take action where there's a potential risk of harm to children in Wales, and I agree with that, absolutely. But there are people out there who do abuse children, and we should be empowering social services and the police to track them down and bring them to justice, not wasting the time of the police and social services by sending them after ordinary, hard-working mums and dads who choose to occasionally smack their children as a form of discipline. The evidence does not show that light smacking does any harm to children. The government consultation on abolishing reasonable chastisement admits this. In fact, it stated, and I quote, "There's unlikely to be any research evidence which specifically shows the effects of a light and infrequent smack as being harmful to children." And I would urge all of the Assembly members present in this chamber to read the work of Professor Robert Lazare, one of the leading academics in this area of child discipline. His evidence to the government's consultation on this matter is very compelling. So will the government also commit to following that evidence on this matter rather than trying to take up what they believe is a fashionable thing? And I have to contend that it's not particularly fashionable either. We know that the results of a Welsh poll back in 2017 concluded that 76% of the Welsh public don't think that smacking should be a criminal offence. 77% are concerned that smacking ban may well flood the police and social workers with trivial cases and make it more difficult for them to target their resources, their limited resources, to stop serious child abusers. And 77% of the Welsh public also think that it should be the role of parents and guardians, not the state, to decide whether to smack their children. So I think it is absolutely vital that we do what we can to improve the lot of children and young people here in Wales, and that we pursue measures which will genuinely help children. But this particular proposal, in terms of a smacking ban, is not the right way forward. And I would urge the Minister in his response to consider the weight of evidence which is absolutely against the government's plans.